there anybody here? We will see. We will see. Where are participants? What time is it? All right, hopefully it is recording me. Let's see. I hate this part of it because then I've got to get like really right up close to the camera. I have to edit this stuff out later, so let's see. I'm just making sure that it's centered in on me. Let's see. If everybody could stop your video on your end just in case. Just in case. There we go. All right. I don't feel like I have to, I can't see you guys on my phone anyway. Not at that distance. So I'll just have to go back on memory of you guys being in my class, what stuff you guys got going on. All right, guys, everybody's going to start over on 2 hands and knees, all fours. If you have blocks today, you might enjoy those. If you don't, it's not that big of a deal. Placing the hands down so that they're directly underneath the shoulders. Index fingers are pointing forward to a 12 o'clock position. Knees are underneath hips and feet are hidden behind the thighs when you look back, so that you have this nice alignment. From here, we're going to exhale, round the spine high, chin to chest, arcing the spine to the sky, to the ceiling, wherever you may be this morning. And then on the inhale, you'll drop the belly, turn the face and the tailbone upward. Exhale, rounding high, arcing to the sky. Inhale, dropping the belly, turning the face and the tailbone upward. So as you go back and forth through this cat-cow, through this arching like a Halloween cat and then dropping the belly like a saddleback horse, you're going to feel as you exhale into that cat stretch, you should really be able to squeeze the air out with your low belly. Really caving in, scooping out the low belly, feeling as though the navel is moving back to the spine, but also the perineum or the base of the pelvic floor has also got a mild squeeze as well. As you go through the opening of the chest into your cow pose, you're really going to feel the broadness of the breath come across the collarbone. So how much can you breathe through the collarbones and get that stretch opening up through the chest? Exhale will continue to round the spine to the sky. And anytime you want to start to do more circular movements, start to allow the body to move around and enjoy the posture a little more, enjoy warming up the spine a little more. So as you continue on here, make sure I am in the shot. In through the nose, out through the nose. Today is a breath focused class, so really feel the squeeze of the low belly to press the air out. And then really feel the low belly stay mildly active so that the breath doesn't sink completely down into the navel area. And so on your next exhale, we're going to go to our down dog, meaning we're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to lift our hips up. You've got your feet about 4 inches apart, second toes at 12 o'clock. So your feet are fairly narrow comparative to your hand. From here, I'd like you to inhale, lift your right heel as you bend the right knee. Exhale, sink the left heel to the floor, to the mat, while you lift the left inner thigh simultaneously. On your inhale, you'll lift the left heel. You're high up onto the balls of the feet. As you exhale, you drop the right heel, at the same time lifting the inner sit bone of the right heel, right inner thigh lift up, Inhaling, lifting up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the right knee, drop the left heel, lift the left butt cheek. Inhale, high up onto the balls of the feet. Push the floor away. Right heel drops down. Right sit bone, butt cheek moves up. Continue on your own breath. Doing it kind of slow and paced this morning so that you can feel really the press of the floor away, the lift of those inner arches on the inhale. And also, as you do that lifting on both sides, we're really trying to get the back of the thighs to express up so that as we drop that heel, we can continue to feel the lifting up of the back of the thigh, lifting up with the breath. Again, as you change back and forth. So as you go back and forth, if at any point you want to become a little more organic with this one, you can lift a leg into the sky. And so as you lift one leg, you maybe spin the hip open and reach that foot around. You should be even able to see it out of the corner of your eye. Other side, really feeling whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. And then sometimes even lifting both heels and twisting the heels over to one side of the mat, keeping the hips high still, and then going the other side, you'll get that nice stretch down the lateral line of the body. And once you've done all your wiggles, all your movements, all your stuff, I'd like you to find either stillness in your down dog, so come to a solidified down dog and stay there. Or if you need a child's pose to start out your breath work and your focus this morning, drop down to child's pose. And so child's pose, knees are a little wider than the chest, but you want to feel the lower thighs support those low ribs. As you reach the arms forward, no matter what position you're in, you're going to exhale. Feel the low belly move back to the spine. Feel the hips draw back in space more. As you inhale, feel the broadness of the back of the ribs, the side of the ribs, the front of the chest and collarbones as the breath enters. As you exhale, you're going to feel that scooping, that navel tightening, even the pelvic floor. So the bottom muscles that run the bowl of your pelvis tend to draw in and up as well. Continue to breathe wherever you're at. If you're in down dog, the scoop of the low belly becomes even easier. Your vision can be at your toes, your knees, your navel. And the sound of the breath should start to echo in the background. Taking your feet to the top of the mat. So feet are about 4 inches apart. Bow towards your shins. Let the spine hang long. Draw the low belly in away from the inner thighs, the tops of the thighs, so you can feel the upper body cascade closer to the earth. Push the floor away with the feet. Feel the weight into the heels. Feel the weight into the balls of the feet. Now try to balance those two. On your next inhale, you're going to bring your hands to your shins. Inhaling, coming halfway up, feeling your spine extend out past your feet as long as you can. And then exhale, forward fold again. On your inhale, reach all the way up, coming up, reaching to the sky. Exhale, hands come along the sides, palms face forward, finding your mountain pose. So take that low belly, draw it back, even down here at the bowl of the pelvis. Draw it back and then feel it kind of scoop up. Keep this mildly active as you breathe. Feel the breath come through the barrel of the rib cage Then rise up towards the collarbones without lifting the shoulders on your inhale. Low belly stays tight on your exhale, keeping the shoulders down for your next inhale. Reach up, maybe even look up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, hands down, hips up. Bringing your hands onto your shins. Inhale, lift halfway, flatten your back. Exhale, hands down by your heels, step back with the left foot. Strong in that left foot, then the right knee. Inhale, float your hands. On your next exhale, plant your hands firmly, step back to your down dog. Inhale, floats to your plank position, drop to your knees for the first go round, please. Exhale, lowers halfway down, flip your feet over, straighten your legs. Inhale, up dog. Big full breath. Exhale, down dog. Allow the inhale to float up your left leg, reach it to the sky. Exhale as left foot steps up for low lunge. You want to get it all the way up so that your shin is perpendicular. On your inhale, float your hands if you have your nice stance in your pose already. Hands go down, step forward and fold into your legs. Hands will come to shins. Inhale, come halfway up, keeping the low belly taut. Feel the exhale as you curl into your legs. Squeeze the breath out, come closer to the shin. Utilize the inhale to flat back, come all the way up, reach up. Going right back into it. Exhale, swan dive, tight low belly, squeeze the breath out as you forward fold. On your inhale, hands to shins, come halfway up, lengthen the sides of your neck and taut in the waist. Hands down, right foot steps back, low lunge. If it's set up, you can inhale, float your low lunge. On your exhale, place your hands flat, step back, down dog. Feel your inhale as you float forward to plank, drop to your knees if you would like. Exhale, pull yourself forward, squeeze your elbows into your sides, come halfway, tops of the feet. Inhale, big full inhale into your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, right foot steps by right thumb. Inhale, float. Hands down, step forward and fold into your legs. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway up, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Feel your breath. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands down, stepping back, left foot, low lunge. Inhale, floating. Exhale, hands down, down dog. Feel the breath, feel the low belly tight. Inhale, float to plank. Drop to your knees if you'd like. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Big full breath. Exhale, down dog. Left foot reaches to sky. Left foot steps to low lunge. If it doesn't make it up, help it up. Inhale, floating if you're set up and strong in the front leg. Hands down, step forward and fold. Curl in. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands to shins, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back, right foot. Inhale, float. Exhale, hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale, float to plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot. Step to lunge as you exhale. Floating your lunge as you inhale. Hands down, stepping forward as you exhale. Hands to shins, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, let's go again. Hands to shins, inhale. Hands down, step back to lunge. Exhale, left foot back. Inhale, float. Exhale, step back to your down dog. Inhale, floating to your plank. Exhale, lowering halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, step left foot to lunge. Inhale, float your lunge. Exhale, step forward and fold. Hands to shins, inhale. Feel your breath as you exhale, curl in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back to lunge with the right foot. Inhale, float your lunge. Exhale, step back to your down dog. Inhale, float to plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right foot steps through. Inhale, float. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands at the sides, exhale. Very good. Standing tall at the top of your mat, bring your big toes together. We're going to inhale into a chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, either hands to shins or roll up onto your fingertips for your flat back. Hands go flat, step or hop back through the lowering of your push-up. So that's the chaturanga. Inhale comes to your up dog. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades back. Each inhale is going to open up my collarbones more. Breathe. And your next exhale, find your down dog. Scoop out your low belly. Listen to the sound of your breath. Your next inhale, you're going to bend your knees to prepare to hop at the top of your mat. On the very end of your exhale, you're going to find yourself hopping, maybe even drawing your knees towards your chest to land. On the inhale, you'll find your version of Betty Boop, either hands on shins or fingertips down. On your exhale, you'll fold again. On your inhale, you're going to find your chair pose. You're going to sit back deeply. And then on your exhale, you're going to find your mountain pose, standing tall. From here, standing on the left leg, you're going to figure 4 the right leg over your thigh, creating a drinking beer on Sunday form, right? On your inhale, my ground is not very powdered down yet. Inhale, sit back into your chair. See if you can push the ground away. In through the nose, out through the nose for 4, 3, 2, and 1. On your next inhale, come up, drop those hands along the sides, bring your knee in towards your chest as much as you can without lifting that right hip. Inhale, 1. I don't know if you guys can hear all the geese and ducks going off. He just walked over to let them out. They're like, yay, we're out. And release. Geese and ducks are better alarms than most dogs. Go ahead and bring your feet close together again. I'm starting to get hit in the face with the sun. So I can't see you. All right, here we go. We're going to do the other side. We're going to figure 4 that left leg over. Notice I'm really active in my foot. Both feet, as a matter of fact. As my arms swing up, my hips reach back. I have this like active inner thighs. It's kind of like that Susan Summers thigh master feeling going on here, right? So even though my knees are apart, as I inhale, I push the ground away. As I exhale, I feel a little bit of squeeze from that low belly that gives me the breath, and the squeeze give me a little activation in my thighs. Staying here for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Come on up out of it. Take the feet nice and wide. Second toes at 12 o'clock and kind of shake that off. And then bringing the legs close together back. Big toes touching. There's a little gap in between your heels. Let's find that chair pose. Inhale. Oh, I forgot to make you bring it up. Find your chair pose. My bad. The sun distracted me. Now come up. Bring that left knee into chest because I made you skip it last round. All right. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice. Now put the feet down, arms along the sides, find your mountain pose. We're going to inhale, sit back into that chair. As I exhale, I'm going to sweep my arms back, trying to brush the ground. As I inhale, I come back into that chair. So there's a little bit of squatting up and down going on. Exhale, I sit lower. I drag my fingertips back. Inhale comes back into my chair. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slow and controlled. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, sit back, hold, wing those arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades, open up the collarbones with each inhale. Low belly pulls away from those thighs like we've been talking about all class. And then exhale, releases the hands and the head towards the earth, forward fold. Maybe do a little neck circle, a little bobblehead. My neck is tight today. I can hear it. Place your hands either on the shins or fingertips down, flat back, halfway up. Inhale. Plant the hands, jump back through chaturanga, which means lowering. Inhale, up dog. Let's stay here again in our up dog. If you need to do king cobra, it's a little lower Legs are closer, toes are together, elbows are winging back. And then on our exhale, we're going to go to down dog. Turn the head left and right. And listen to the sound of your breath. If your breath has become a little overly active or lethargic, bring it back to a midline, a baseline, where it's strong but not forced. Inhaling, taking your left leg high. Exhale as left foot steps dead center of your hands, back heel spins down. So this is the longest step you've got. This is a good long step. So if I was to do a measurement as I come up with my arms floating over my thighs for a warrior two, my feet are underneath my wrists, right? My gaze is over the left hand. My second toe is forward at a 12 o'clock position. My back foot is angled in a little bit. And then you let all that go and settle into the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hands to hips. Turn the toes to the long side of your mat and line the tips of the toes up 12 o'clock with the second toe, not the big toe. Hands onto hips. Keep the hands there. As you exhale, forward fold. If your head's on the floor like mine, you'll shorten the stance, but not everybody's as short as I am, so, you know, hey. Right? So winging the elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades towards one another tightly as the head reaches down. Inhale, one. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze shoulder blades. Two. Lengthen side the neck, squeeze elbows towards one another behind you. Three. Four. Inhale, five. Exhale, belly tight. On your next inhale, come halfway up, flatten your back, and then inhale all the way up. Once you're there, we're going to open back up into that warrior two stance. And as you do this, you're going to bend that knee, have that nice perpendicular shin on the front leg. Open up the arms. Let's go back into the breath. Where's your mind? Where's your breath? Check in. Inhale, one. Two. Three. Four. Five. Hands to hips. Once again, going towards the side of your mat. Big toes at a 12 o'clock, feet are wide. Exhale, come halfway forward. You're going to lay your left hand down as though you're about to hike a football, right? Used to say tee a football. You could tell I knew nothing about sports in that sense. So exhale, draw your low belly and stick your tailbone out. Stick the crown of your head forward. Then take your hand onto your low back like you're giving yourself a little back rub, right? Palm down. And as I do this, if you need a block, you can also use a block under the left hand. As I do this, how long can I stay through the spine and twist only the rib cage and the shoulder socket itself? Once that is twisted, then I can look up. Inhale, one. Low back is so flat, you could serve a cup of coffee off of it. Two. Three. Four. 5. And exhale, release the hands down around the ankles. Pull the head down more. Hands to hips. Inhale, comes halfway up. On your next inhale, come all the way up, coming back into that warrior 2. Left knee is bent. Right leg is straight. Open up. Inhale 1. 2. Inhale 3. Feel the breath. 4. 5. Hands to hips. Turn to the side once again. This time we're going to pivot the foot and we're going to go warrior 2 on the back leg. And so that right foot turns out. The left toes will bounce in just a hair. Find that warrior 2 facing the other direction. Inhale 1. 2. 3. 4. Inhale 5. Hands to hips. Toes go to the side of your mat again. Slide those fingers around a little bit so you can start to squeeze those elbows towards one another behind you. Exhaling, forward fold down. As I reach my head to the floor or to the earth in the mat, I'm then going to squeeze my shoulder blades, squeeze my elbows. So as you do that, basically what we're trying to do is get rid of like cell phone neck and shoulders, computer neck and shoulders by activating these elbows towards one another, activating these shoulder heads towards one another. So it's pulling all of the front of you open. A few more breaths here. Long neck. And then on your next inhale, come halfway up. And then inhale, come all the way up. Once again, pivoting the right foot open, finding that warrior 2 on the right leg, opening the arms, extending across the chest, gazing over the fingertips. Inhale 1. Where's your mind? Where's your breath? And the echo of your ujjayi in the background. And your next inhale, straighten that front leg, pivot the toes to the side of the mat once again. 12 o'clock position, making sure the toe tips line up. As you exhale, come halfway forward. Your right hand will come down on floor or block, depending on what feels best to you. Your left hand will go onto your low back so that you can feel the small of your low back in your palm. I'm going to reach my tailbone straight back behind me, the crown of my head straight forward while I'm looking down, so I have this nice long straight spine. Exhaling, pulling the belly in towards the navel, keeping the low back nice and flat, twisting the rib cage to look up. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale, releases. See if you can grab your ankles, pull your head closer to the mat. And then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale halfway up. And then inhale all the way up, finding that warrior 2 on the right leg once again. Opening up the arms, breathing. Inhale, 1. Where's your mind? Where's your breath? 2. Can you hear it in the background? Wonderful. Hands to hips. This time you're pivoting the toes to the center. Once again, to the long sides. But we're coming into horse or goddess now. So you're going to pivot your toes out so they're either at a 1 and 11 o'clock on with knees and toes, or 10 and 2. Never 3 and 9, unless you were just a ballerina growing up. And even then, I probably wouldn't suggest it to my ballerinas in the audience. All right. So hands on to prayer position, thumb drawing in. Actually, draw the thumb into the solar plex area and draw that back. And then see if you can feel that place move around as you breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands onto thighs right there above the knees. Shift the right shoulder forward, turn and look over the left. Drop those sit bones down, let the thighs get heavy, and then turn the other way. So I have my hands here on my thighs, and I'm really letting my hips just kind of sink and drop. It's almost like when you push yourself up out of a pool. I am pushing down on my thighs so much that it's lifting my body. And so as you go back and forth, you should be able to really relax in these legs a whole lot. The strength is because you're creating a tensegrity, much like a suspension bridge, where you're like holding your formations against one another. Right? Going back and forth, left and right. And release the toes forward. Come into that final forward fold in this sequence. And we're going to make our way back to our original top of our mat and find our down dog. You can pedal around, wiggle around. You can stay there. You can go to child's pose, or you can do some of those vinyasas on your own breath. And so, open my drink. Sparkling water. It's about to sound like a beer. Beer and yoga. Soon, when they let us back in the breweries, right? Awesome. So everybody in the next round or two will meet back into a down dog on your exhale. And then you're going to bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, step, jump, or hop. But when you're doing that today, see if you can bring your knees to your chest and then put them onto the mat in between your hands. It'll look like this. Maybe. Yeah. And then I come right into my inhale of my Betty Boop. And then I exhale, forward fold. Inhale. I'm going to come to my chair pose. All right. Exhale, I'm going to figure 4, my right ankle over my left thigh. I'm going to sit back into that chair. On my exhale, I'm going to sweep those fingers back like I did before. Inhale, I'm going to come up out of it a little bit. Exhale, I'm going to sweep back. Might not touch the floor because of the figure 4. Inhale comes up. Exhale, sweeps back. Inhale comes up. Exhale, sweeps back. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now right knee to chest, arms to the sky. Stick them up. Inhale, 1, 2,
3, 4, and 5. Releasing that foot down. Let those hands come along the sides. Find your mountain pose. On your inhale, find your chair. On your exhale, figure 4, left leg. Sit low. Inhale, reaches up. Exhale, sweeps back. Inhale, comes up, reaches up. Exhale, sweeps back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the breath. Exhale. Nice, strong in the body. Inhale. Exhale, sweep back and hold. Inhale, coming up, bringing that left knee in, arms to the sky, palms facing inward. Wonderful, releasing it down. Rolling the shoulder heads down and back. We're going to start opening the front of our body a little more. Reach the left arm up as you inhale. Exhale, reach down, grab the outside of your right ankle. Bring the knees closer together. And then take the heel of your hand and your thumb, slide it all the way over the tops of the toes. So now you're to the inside arch. Try to push the right foot into the hand as though you're trying to straighten your leg out behind you, reaching the left arm up, dancer pose. Inhale 1, focus on the breath. 2, 3, 4, inhale 5, reach up. Exhale, release, standing tall, mountain pose. Reaching down. My mat is working off this little rug thing. Reaching up with the right hand, reaching down with the left hand. Bring the hand now to the inside foot. Thumb up, left chest open. Moving into your dancer, press the left foot into the hand as though you're trying to straighten it behind you. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 5. And release. Finding your mountain pose. Big toes together. Palms face forward. Reach those fingers back as you lift the heels up high, stiletto heels. As you reach the arms out in front of you like you're serving a platter, bend your knees, sink down, stop halfway if you have knee problems, or slide all the way down to toe balance if you can. Hold here. Lifting the heels, sending the thighs a little forward. Now, try to drop your heels down without dropping your butt as you reach your arms forward. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Wonderful. Woo. It's not hotter here in Florida necessarily. It is so thick and sweaty. It's so sweaty. I'm gonna have to bring a towel with me when I practice outside. All right, guys. So from here, we're gonna move a little bit deeper into our back bends and as well as some core work. One of the things that happens is that we lock down on the breath. It's just how it is. I want you to be able to get a full breath in any of these next sets of abdominal work or back bends. If you cannot get a full breath in, you're working too hard. And what I mean by full breath, I don't mean like expanding the belly. I mean like a big, good chest breath. You little booger. All right, just got stung. It's okay. All right, So from here, nature, all of you, nature. All right, so take the blocks if you have blocks. Notice that they line up with the level of my mid-thigh to my knee. My fingertips are gonna go down onto the blocks like I am thing from Adam's family, right? And I'm gonna lift my legs up. Now, I'm gonna pull my belly back from those inner thighs like we've been doing all class. And as I do that, I'm gonna inhale, open my chest a little wider. Exhale, low belly comes back in. Deep inhale in. Exhale it out. Deep inhale in. Exhale it out. Deep inhale in. Exhale, right leg over left. Hands here. Deep inhale, lift. And exhale, puts it down. Come back into the posture. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left over right. Inhale, lift. And put it down. Nice. Go ahead and roll onto your spine. All right. I'm going to turn my head the other way. Very good. All right. So from here, I'm going to ask you guys to take the blocks and move them alongside your hips. You're going to place your hands on top of the blocks. As you do, you suck your navel into your spine. Really try to put your spine down on the mat. I'm going to ask you to extend the legs up to the sky. Now lift up a little bit with your chest, but try to squeeze your shoulder blades together like we were doing earlier in class when we were doing that forward fold, right? So hands on blocks, shoulder blades are squeezing together. Now drop your legs out, extend through the toes. Inhale, 1. Only drop your legs enough that you can keep the collarbones open and the breath moving. 2, 3, legs are together. 4 and 5. Hug the knees in, nice and tight. Wonderful. From here, we're going to move the blocks in so that they line up with our thighs, not wider than our hips. I'm going to place my feet down squarely on those blocks. If you don't have blocks, that's fine. No worries. Put your feet onto the floor. You can still do this practice. Reaching the fingertips down, push the floor away with the arms and the feet, lift up bridge. And now move the breath without expanding into the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Drops the bum back down. You're going to grab your left foot as you roll over onto your right side. You're going to pull that foot in to stretch the front of the left leg. Or you can put the foot down and roll towards your back again. You can utilize that block there to press the shin and the knee towards the earth in the block. Inhale, 1, 2. Notice my right foot is on the other block. If you don't have blocks, you could completely do this without blocks, not a problem. 2. Big breath in. 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Now, if you're on your back, you're going to roll over onto your side again to release that foot. Guess what? We're going to roll over onto our left side. Grab that right foot, either pull it into your bum so you can stretch the right thigh, or drop onto your back a little more. Just blocks, my blocks went out of the way. And so I'm reaching the knee and the shin down towards the block, I'm rooted through the left foot onto the floor block. Inhale 1. Where's your mind? Where's your breath? Inhale 2. 3. 4. 5. Release that foot. Let's bring those blocks back in order so that they're lining up with our thighs. If you're using blocks, if not, the feet just go flat on the floor for your bridge pose. Make sure all my stuff is straight. Pressing the floor away. On my next exhale, I send my pelvis to the sky, my feet and shoulders into the earth. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonderful. Release the hips down. If you have blocks, see if you can push the blocks together and do cobbler's pose with the feet on the blocks. If you have a blanket or something, you could also put it underneath the edges of the feet and the ankles so that you can feel the thighs fall out and open more. Some of you, this might be too intense for you, so you could actually take blankets or blocks and put them underneath the edges of your thighs and knees, and that will hold your legs together a little more. Now take one hand on the low belly, one hand right there about the heart. Notice that I don't care if the hand is completely on. I want it in the vicinity. I want the arms relaxed onto the mat. And so from here, we're going to just follow the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. We're going to start feeling the breath come now into the low belly. We've been holding the low belly tight all class, but now we're going to go into what's called essentially a belly breath. It's not as though the breath is going into the belly. It's just that the belly is relaxed and the lungs are expanding more through the cavity rather than having resistance from our core like we've had throughout practice. And so as I inhale, feel the breath start at the low belly, then I feel it move up to the low lungs, and then I feel it move up to the collarbone. When I exhale, I'll exhale from the area of the collarbones to the low belly, right? And so then you'll start to feel the breath start from the base of the pelvis and rise up, and then deflate and start from above the heart and go back down. Now, as you lay here, I'm going to take you through a 3-part breath. So take a few more breaths, just start to cycle and start to feel this posture, start to feel the breath being accepted into the low belly, into the pelvis itself. And then on your next exhale, when you feel the body fall to the mat, feel all the breath release. I'm going to ask you to inhale into the area of the low belly only, about 1/3 of your breath. So bring it in 1/3 and then pause for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now continuing that inhale to 2/3, feeling the breath come into the low lungs, the low ribs. You're going to hold that for 4, 3, 2. Now you're going to continue with that inhale, filling all the way up to the collarbones, not into the throat. You're going to pause here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now exhale from heart to low belly. 1 swoop, 1 exhale, no pause in between. I'm going to have you do that again.
So do a couple more rounds of this 3-part inhale and this 1-part exhale. If you'd like to straighten your legs out, you can kick the blocks out of your way. Give it a little push. But I'd like you to keep that 3-part inhale and 1-part exhale for another 5 to 6 rounds. Very good. As we enter into our meditation, if there's any little final movements that you feel like you need, maybe some spinal twists, maybe some knee hucks, do those now. You need a cover for your eyes. If you need to do any little shimmying or shifts, you have the next few breaths to take care of that before you lay into your shavasana or your corpse posture. In corpse pose, your shoulders are relaxed out of your ears. It's essentially mountain pose on your back. Palms will face the sky. Legs are long. Wonderful. If you're not in your shavasana, make your way there. And so now we're going to take the breath and we're really going to take it into a space that we are mindful of it. So in the beginning, learning breath work is really just about paying attention, right? Don't stress or force anything, but let it develop, right? And so I'm going to ask you where you're at to exhale all your air out. And then you're going to gently pause. On your inhale, I want you to count how long it takes you to inhale fully, but not like inflate your lungs, but just a nice relaxed breath. You should have about 5% left in your lungs to play with, right? So we're not topping it off. And then you're going to pause for a little while, whatever is comfortable to you. And then you're going to try to stretch that exhale out for double the length of what your personal inhale was. At the end of that exhale, you won't exhale every bit of air out. You'll leave about a 5% range of play, right? And you'll play as you pause in that moment. You'll feel how when you don't exhale every little squeezy air out, then it seems like you can hold your breath a little longer. And then you'll follow that inhale in again. You'll count how long it takes you to inhale, but don't top it off. Don't create stress or force in your chest or throat. You'll pause at a place that's comfortable. But when you feel the need to exhale, you'll let that exhale slowly stretch out and try to make it twice as long as your inhale. Leaving a little bit of breath, just maybe not even 5%, maybe 3%, right? Just enough so that the pause in between the inhale and exhale becomes comfortable. It doesn't feel like you're gasping for the next round of the breath itself. And since most of us are practicing at home now, I'm going to ask you to continue this for as long as possible. Give yourself an extra few minutes that we might not necessarily have in a studio setting. You've got an extra 5 minutes to just focus on maybe the breath is becoming a little longer. Maybe the space between the breath becomes a little easier. Take the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever you can, to feel this space, to watch the breath and pay attention. If the mind drifts, just bring it back. Love you all. Namaste.